let's get chat open here. That's not what I want. I want stream manager. There we go. Thank you. Alright. Hopefully the levels aren't too bad here. Yeah, I'd say that's about right. Hello, everybody! Welcome to the stream. It's been a while since I've done some Final Fantasy content. Today, we're doing something a bit special. In a sense. I wanted to continue the Hildibrand storyline. I finished the stuff in A Realm Reborn. It's amazing. If you play Final Fantasy, I encourage you to play it. If you don't, maybe look up a video or something detailing like what happens, because it's just crazy fun. There's a lot of like character emoting and a lot of crazy antics that go on. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's just a lot of dumb fun that you can do as just side content. And today, we're going up to Ishgard, which was part of the Heavenswood expansion, and we're going to look at what Hildibrand has in store for us from back in the Heavenswood era. Because if you didn't know, Hildibrand is making his long-awaited return in patch 6.1 of Endwalker. I have no idea what's going on in that patch, apart from the whole housing thing coming in, but yeah. Alright. Where am I going? This way. And yes, I will be voicing everything. Don't mind the voice cracks, they're normal. So this is Ishgard. Lovely snowy wee place. Yeah, there's a housing ward going to open up down this way, which I'm kind of thinking would be like my second or probably third pick for somewhere to live. I would really love to get a house in Shirogane, but I know given the nature of like the Final Fantasy XIV player base, that the Shirogane plots are probably going to be gobbled up pretty quickly. And if I don't win the lottery, then I'll probably aim for the Lavender Beds, which is by Gridania, which is like my starting area. Then after that, probably Imperium here in Ishgard. Anyway. We talked to Nashu over there to start the quest line off. Just sip on my coffee for a bit. So let's go. A gentleman falls rather than flies. As you catch sight of Nashu, you cannot help but wonder if you are about to have a bad time. Well, I'll be. Danny Duzcar in the flesh. A pleasure to see you again. Wait, is this what they call serendipity? It is, isn't it? That settles it. You've got to help me find the inspector. Huh? God, I was hoping you would silently agree. So, I've been trying to calculate the trajectory the inspector took when he was catapulted into the sky again. I've triple-checked my figures and concluded he must have landed somewhere here in Ishgard. Unfortunately, the investigation hasn't been proceeding as smoothly as I had hoped. But now that you're here, we're sure to make some progress. Come, let's speak with the merchants and see if anyone hasn't had dealings with a gentlemanly Highlander. He's a Highlander, Hume? Okay, fine. Alright, let's see if these merchants have anything for us. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? My apologies, but I cannot say I have had dealings with a man as you describe. Okay. You, fine apothecary. Good evening to you, madam. Oh, are you looking for someone? A gentlemanly Highlander? I know not this man of whom you speak, but mayhap Mistress Elise does? She is well acquainted with rather a lot of merchants and noblemen. That's given us a lead, at least. What about this one? I've sold my fair share of goods to Highlander adventurers, but I'd not describe such clients as particularly gentlemanly, I'm afraid. What does Elise have to say, then? As ever, warm welcome to you, miss. How may I be of service? Yeah, I'm looking for Hildy. A gentlemanly Highlander, you say? Now that I think of it, I have heard tell of a foreigner who may be the man whom you seek. Begging your pardon, miss, but did you say you know Inspector Hildibrand? An acquaintance of yours, I presume. I do not know his name, only that he is here by invitation of Lord Edmond, or so it is rumoured. Surely, as a ward of House Forton, it would be a trifling matter to go and ask him at the manor. Coh! I knew it was serendipity. To Forton Manor. Oh, great! I get to go meet the fellas at House Forton again, whose names I can't remember. But whose voice actor died, and the players actually held a memorial service for him in Ishgard. Man, I love the community in this game. Not that I interact with them much, but they are a wholesome folk. Can I remember these fellas' voices if I do go to speak to them? Was it... It wasn't Edmond. Or was it? Maybe. Wonder how Horshafont would have reacted to meeting Hildibrand Manderville. Well met, Mistress Duskar. Do you require assistance? Aye, it is as you say. At this time, Lord Edmond is entertaining a foreign guest. Huzzah! We've found the inspector! If I am not mistaken, their meeting should be ending shortly. If you like, you may retire to the gazebo and wait for our guest to depart. A gazebo? Aren't those dangerous? Then again, you seem a responsible sort. Not like to let a wild gazebo run amok. Very well, we humbly accept your offer. Yeah, she's one of my more lazily voiced characters. And if it wakes up, I'll have you there to protect me. I don't think she knows what a gazebo is. Or she's confusing it with something else. Makaraka? How would you pronounce that last name? Makaraka? I don't know. That must be Inspector Hildibrand. I cannot well imagine how arduous your journey must have been. Truth be told, I found the brisk earthen air to be rather invigorating. It stimulates body and mind both, a welcome benefit when one must discuss matters of commerce. I dare say we would not have accomplished so much otherwise. There you are, Inspector. I've been looking all over for you. I say, who do I see before me? Not one, but two of my beloved son's most faithful companions. Lord Godbert! But I thought... Hildy? In Ishgard? This is the first I've heard of it. Ha ha! I found you at last, heretic! Yes, you, the hulking brute with a mad gleam in his eye. Your brazen heresy is plain for all to see. Surrender yourself to the Inquisition at once. I beg your pardon? This man is an Ul'dan merchant, here at the behest of House Fortin. Such baseless accusations will not be tolerated. A guest of House Fortin? Then he couldn't possibly. Though there were 2 wards that... But they were acquitted of all charges in a trial by combat. And if he demands to write to... I would personally have to... Oh dear. Godfrey, what the hell are you doing? 1,000 apologies, good sir. I spoke out of turn. I am Seer, and, as you may have guessed, I am an Inquisitor who has been charged with investigating reports of a rather suspicious, possibly heretical individual. Ho ho ho! A heretic, you say? One who bears a passing resemblance to me? Aye. A man, rather muscular, wearing dark garments and acquitting himself in a somewhat gentlemanly fashion, as some might say. This heretic sounds like the spitting image of Inspector Hildibrand. Could he be... a fan? Say again. You are acquainted with such a man? Yeah, we're kind of looking out for him. I see. And the man you are looking for is Lord Godbert's son. It would seem that our investigations may be connected. So, I put to you a proposal. The first reported sightings of the heretic I am tracking came from Falcon's Nest. Mayhap we should journey there together. It is after all possible that we are seeking the selfsame individual. If so, and if he is innocent, it would be for the best if you were present when I apprehend him, that we might resolve this matter without incident. I say we go with him, Danny. This looks like our best lead yet. Then I shall accompany you as well. It has been far too long since I laid eyes on my beloved son, and if there is a chance we might be reunited, I should be glad to seize it. Then it is settled. We shall leave for Falcon's Nest at once. Take our leave of Lord Fortin. May his voice actor rest in peace. I still can't get over the quest description. It feels like you might be about to have a bad time. Right. To get to Falcon's Nest, I want to teleport to Skysteel Manufactory, and then I walk out the gate this way. So here is the Skysteel Manufactory, which is where you get your machinist job. I was machinist for a reasonably long time. But that was back when I was still on the JP servers and the ping was kind of bad, so I wasn't having as much fun with it. But now I play Ninja, which is actually quite fun. Honestly thinking this... I mean, I have to see how the rest of it plays out, but I'm honestly thinking of maining this going into Endwalker. As difficult as melee can be, like with mechanics and stuff, it's pretty fun to play. Plus, you know, who doesn't love Trick Attack? Well, except... it's not going to be Trick Attack in 6.1, it'll be Mug that'll do that, but Trick Attack is still a personal DPS buff. Oh well. Mistress Dazka, are these your traveling companions? The mysterious muscular vagabond? Ah yes, a patrol sighted him lurking near the Dusk Vigil. Thinking he might be a lost traveler, they called out to him, but rather than approach, he fled. Quite frankly, I'm surprised you bothered to come all this way. The sighting barely warranted a mention of my report. Aha! The unmistakable scent of heresy. Ah, terribly sorry. Old habit I picked up from my mentor. I know. I will not rush to judgment as before. Still, much as I hope to find your missing inspector, I must confess some small desire that we instead unearth a lingering pocket of heresy. Of late, there have been virtually no confirmed instances of heretical misdeeds. It's gotten so bad that some are speculating our funding may be reduced, or worse, that the Inquisitor's operations might come under review. This is why, alone as my witness, I will find and bring a heretic to justice, and prove that our order still has value in these uncertain times. Yes, I understand you have your reasons. Whether or not this vagabond was a heretic remains to be seen. Still, if you're set upon your course, you might begin your search near the Dusk Vigil. An excellent suggestion, Sir Redwald. Should we succeed in our endeavour, rest assured that you will share in the glory. Redwald doesn't seem all that convinced. The hunt continues. Onward to the Dusk Vigil. I am told that region is especially cold, so do not forget to dress appropriately for the weather. Yeah, me and my ninja getup, not necessarily the best dressed, but it is what it is. Let me just send a quick message. Get my chat back up. There we go. I never do all this voice acting. I have to get myself some water. Also, coffee was probably a terrible idea. Especially since I have milk coffee. The milk's really the bad thing. Like, yeah, hot bean juice, probably not the best idea, but hot bean juice with dairy? No. Actually, where am I at with my Wondrous Tales, by the way? 3 more. 3 more I can do. See, watch me not get any... Watch me not get that sticker, and watch me not get, like, those 2. Oh, here we go. Godbert is definitely not dressed for the conditions. But hey, he's a Manderville man. He can take it. Man. I really hope Hildy shows himself before I have to figure out a voice for him. Because, like, I know what I want to do, but... I don't want to accidentally give it to someone else like I nearly did with Seer. Fury, take me. It's freezing. Bah, this is a waste of time. No living thing could survive in this god-forsaken wasteland. Over there! Look! Someone's coming from the vigil! Inspector! Inspector, is that you? As I live and breathe. Of all the places to be reunited with Master Zombiebrand's compatriots, how fare you all this fine morning? Eh! Hark! A heretic raised from the dead by his brothers unholy magics! He's not a heretic. He's one of the gentle dead men. What brings you so far from Uldar, good sir? Well, as you know, ours is a rather lonely existence. So when we heard rumors of an abandoned fortress held by zombies, we were delighted. I was chosen to serve as emissary and set out immediately. Alas, it seems my efforts were for naught. Ah, truly. Every last one, dead. That is to say, irrevocably dead. If it was necessary, then so be it. Still, after coming all this way, it is more than a little disappointing, you understand. Then, my calculations were wrong? The inspector didn't land in Kurthus? Now, do not fret so. If it is our overlord you seek, then you are in luck. As the founder of the Gentle Dead Man, our fates and our ether are inextricably entwined. In fact, I can feel it calling to me now. Truly, good sir, you can guide us to Inspector Hildibrand? As surely as my rotting nose can lead me to fresh brains. Follow me, my friends. One must remain vigilant for heresy, for it can manifest in myriad ways. 'Tis a vile, insidious sickness which must needs be burnt out ere the infection takes hold. Surely zombification would qualify, yes? Confound it! They've left us behind! Alright. Next quest. Don't call it a comeback. Seer's look of utter confusion is one you know all too well. Who do they think they are commandeering this investigation? And employing a zombie as a bloodhound? It beggars belief. We must regain control of the situation. With me, Danny. Alright, speak with the gentle dead man. Let's go. Hold a moment, my friends. I must needs concentrate. Master Zombiebrand is indeed nearby, but there's also something else. Mayhap a powerful magic confounding my senses. I can guide you no further. We must needs split up and search the area. Now see here. These wastes are infested with wild beasts, and you would have us split up? Danny can handle herself, true, and you've clearly no reason to fear death, but what of Mistress Nashu? Ah, I take your meaning. My good zombie, Danny, pray see to the lady's protection. Inquisitor Seer, would you care to take the lead? Come on, you two. The inspector is out there, somewhere. Alright, I get to protect Nashu. Great. Actually, I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water. came back eventually. Alright. Look, Daddy. That's got to be the inspector. And he's surrounded by giant, fluffy, man-shaped gazebos. Nay, my lady, those are not gazebos. Note their regal bearing. They are gentlemen gazebos. Fearsome yet fastidious foes who would surely tear me rotting limb from rotting limb. Only Danny can save Master Zombiebrand now. Alright. Doesn't help that I overlive all this stuff. I didn't even start my proper combat rotation. Alright, let's pull at the pair of gentlemanly legs. Yep. That's Hildibrand, alright. Inspector! Inspector! Can you hear me? We've been looking all over for you. Oh, but this just won't do. We've got to get you out of there before you catch cold. Up and at them! Everyone is waiting for you. Forgive me. If I pull any harder, my arms are like to tear. Ah, there you are. We heard shouting. Have you perchance found something? Fury take me, is that my heretic? Confound it, I wanted him alive! Inspector Hildibrand is definitely not a heretic. And he's probably not dead either. He's just hibernating like last time. Hildy ever was a late riser. Fear not, my wife and I had our ways of waking him. Sir doesn't know what he's in for. Hildibrand! I could... Right this instant! I couldn't even read that. That was so fast. Was it the Mandeville Meteor Strike or the Mandeville Meteor Drive? Bah, maybe Julian was right. Trying to name everything only leads to needless confusion. One more time, then. Out you go! Oh, who's that? Splendidly suplexed, Lord Godbert. Where am I? The snowy wastelands of Kerthus? And who are these people I see before me? Ah, but of course, who else would venture into inhospitable climes and wake me from my slumber sweet but my beloved fans? Why do I feel as though I've stepped through a portal into an alternate reality unbound by the laws of logic? I ain't saying nothing. What is that? A mammoth? Where did it come from? Oh, that? When my father drove me into the earth, I found it buried beneath the snow. A little Lalafellan girl. How adorable. Narshu, please. Note the firm, muscular legs, not unlike my own. 'Tis clearly a Lalafellan boy. Now that you mention it, I suppose his features are rather masculine. You two cannot possibly be serious. I am the very serious soul of seriousness, good sir, especially in matters of deduction. That is undoubtedly a young boy who, much like myself, fell into a deep slumber upon being buried beneath the snow. Now then, let us gently wake him and ascertain his identity. There, that ought to do it. I don't know what to do for this thing. What is this place? Who am I? I told you this quest line was wacky. It would seem that although Father's ungentle ministrations served to restore this young boy to life, they also robbed him of his memory. How did I get here? Who am I? Why can I not remember? Do not worry, young man. Everything will be all right. Take it from me. I have lost my memory more times than I can even remember. Then, can you help me to remember? Hearken to me now, for I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby swear to solve the mystery of the amnesiac Hobbledehoy. Wonderful, wonderful. I'll get started on a batch of Nashu's delights. Ah, effective if your explosives were in the past, I suspect the young Gigi lacks the hearty constitution required to survive such an approach. Gigi? Is that my name? When you woke, you were muttering, Gigi Gigi. I suspect the phrase may hold some significance for you. So until such a time as we learn your real name, I say why not adopt it as a playful moniker. But that's just a sound all mammoths make. What kind of imbecile goes and names a mammoth Gigi anyway? Gigi, I like this name. Thank you, kind sir. But how will this new name help me to remember who I am? Patience, Gigi. This is only the beginning. Next, we will return to the city and see if we cannot find any who know who you are. Come along. Now that I know our overlord is safe and sound, I too must take my leave of you and return to my brothers. I dare say rigor mortis will set in if I remain here any longer. Bound for Thanalan? Then allow me to accompany you. Julienne will give me no end of trouble if I keep her waiting for much longer, though perhaps she will forgive me once I tell her of Hildy's return. This is rather a lot to digest, though you have the look of one accustomed to such happenings. In any case, regardless of Mistress Nash's protestations, the Inspector will not be granted access to the capital until we can confirm that he is not a heretic. You have my word that he will be treated fairly. Oh my. We're being watched by a shadowy creature who definitely just went invisible. Not this again. We dealt with a phantom thief last time. He was stealing faces. Not literally, he was kind of just, Oh, the phantom thief was like impersonating other people to steal precious items. I think that was the gist of the last quest line. Ah. Sweet, sweet water. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. Are there any, like, vantage points up here? Oh! What do you know? So there is. Ah yes, the sightseeing log. Back to Ishgard. Fury take me, that man. Ah, Danny. I suppose you have heard the news then. That Inspector Hildibrand was cleared of all suspicion and judged to be no more than an eccentric curiosity. If you're looking for him, good luck. I wanted to thank him for his cooperation, but as soon as the Temple Knights released him, he and his assistant ran off to God's know where with that mammoth in tow. As for my investigation, in spite of all the twists and turns, I managed to salvage a satisfactory result. As far as the Inquisition is concerned, the suspicious vagabond was not more than the zombie which wandered away from the Dusk Vigil, sickness which has since been purged. So it would seem that all is right in the world once more. For now. I have no doubt that the Inspector will turn up again like a bad gill, and when he does, trouble is sure to follow. This is true. And now I believe for the classic end card? Oh, they're not pulling for Edmonton to this, are they? See you, Inspector. Welcome to the crazy world that is Hildibrand Manderville. Alright. The Gigi situation. Seer must once more enter into a world he does not quite understand. I pray this day finds you well, Danny. Or at least better than it finds me. It seems I have no choice but to seek out that Inspector and convince him to surrender up his mammoth to me. 'Twas unearthed under most suspicious circumstances, after all, and who can say what secrets or heresy it might hold? Therefore, the Inquisition would conduct a thorough inspection, and if needs must, destroy it. Given his affinity for the contraption, I fear the Inspector may not be amenable to my request. Nevertheless, he must be made to see that it is in the interest of public safety. Would you be willing to help me persuade him? Yeah, sure. Fury be praised, at least you have seen reason. Let us pray he will as well. I am given to understand that while the inspector and his assistant have been wandering all over the city with the mammoth in tow, they often frequent the gazebo near Forton Manor. With any luck, they will be there now. Verily shall we scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the answers we seek. Every day shall be filled with grand adventures, the stuff of fairy tales and legends. Huzzah! A grand adventure in the deepest pit of the seven hells! Just so. Such is the creed of Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. Oh no, it's doing the thing too. Well posed, Gigi, well posed. I dare say you have the potential to be an exemplary inspector someday. Right, that's enough of that. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Supreme Sacred Tribunal of Halonic Inquisitory Doctrine, I hereby command you to surrender that mammoth of suspected heretical origin into my custody. Why, hello there, Danny, and Inquisitor Seer, ever the jester, accusing poor Gigi of being a clockwork heretic when 'tis plain to see that he is merely a precocious young lad. Oh, there you go again, confusing the poor girl, as if those big, beautiful, boxy eyes aren't the soul of femininity. Narshu, please, were you not witness to the magnificent display of Mandevillian masculinity mere moments ago? That's 'cause you haven't taught her any better. She needs a proper role model to show her what's what. Mistress Daskar, Inspector Seer, what is all this commotion? We can hear you from the courtyard. Oh, Lord Edmund! My sincerest apologies for the disturbance. I am come to seize this mammoth on behalf of the Inquisition, a fact which I clearly explained to the inspector before you arrived. At which point they set to bickering about the contraption's gender. What say you, my lord? Do you think Gigi is a boy or a girl? 'Tis clearly a strapping young lad, no? Fury take me, not you too. Has the whole world gone mad? Fine, fine, but even supposing that this Gigi is a real boy, you cannot deny that the circumstances of his discovery and miraculous resuscitation were most unusual. He cannot be suffered to roam the city with impunity until the Inquisition has determined he is not a threat. I beg your pardon? Miraculous resuscitation? Yeah, we pulled him out of the snow. I see. Then until such a time as Gigi recovers his memory, mayhap it would be best if you adopted him as a ward of House Mandeville. I will even stand as witness here and now, if you wish. Adopt? Then that would make me Gigi's father? Doubtless the Inquisition would think better of taking any action which might threaten the cordial relationship between our two houses. Yes, yes, of course. I'll do it. Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby grant this child the patronage of House Mandeville. Papa Hildy! Papa Hildy! The Inspector's finally become a father. It's so beautiful. Quite. Now that you need no longer fear the Inquisition, you are free to show Gigi more of our fair city. Indeed, I strongly encourage you to do so. Mayhap, by the grace of the Fury, something will jog his memory. Thank you, Lord Edmund. I shall not forget this kindness. Come, my faithful assistant, my beloved son. We must away. Oh, Helone, I would not presume to question your grand design, but... Ah, confound it all! Well, mayhap I cannot detain the mammoth, but I am still within my rights to observe the blasted thing. Lord Godbert will be pleased to hear that his son is hale and hearty as ever. Not that I would ever presume to meddle on another father's behalf, and certainly not without consent. Come now, Gigi. Surely gazing upon the wondrous work of this guardian architecture stirs something within your soul? This grand manor of House Durin Meltensart. Pray do not fill the mammoth's head with such nonsense. That is the supreme sacred tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitory doctrine. I should know. I work there. Furthermore, I am quite certain there is no House Durin Meltensart, and it is rather a ludicrous portmanteau of the four high houses, including that esteemed house which but recently stood as witness to your adoption. It's true. They're all there. All four houses. Well, Kiki? Do you remember anything? No, nothing. I say, rather than parading him before the grandiose, why not give him a taste of something more prosaic? Let us make our way to the holy stables, that he might bask in their similar sights, sounds, and smell of Ishgard's famous chocobos. Okay. Off we go. I don't often get to go down this way, so I'll take the walk rather than teleporting from A to B. This is lovely, peaceful music as well. I could potentially, you know, be fine with living here. Go get more water soon. Oh, damn. Splendid specimens of horsebird flesh, would you not agree? In the hands of a skilled jockey, any one of them could take first place at the saucer. These chocobos are the pride of the Ishgardian cavalry, and any temple knight who dared exploit them for personal gain would answer to the Fury herself. How about now, Gigi? Do you remember anything about Ishgard? Be sure to sniff the chocobos. It might help. It didn't. You know, just because you found him in a Curthan snowbank, it doesn't mean he hails from Ishgard. Which is why we ought to try taking him to the markets and exposing him to all manner of goods from across Eorzea. Excellent suggestion, Inquisitor. Wait, am I now complicit in this farce? Fury, forgive me. But I want one! I want one! Buy me a chocobo! Please, father! Father, that strange-looking thing is staring at us. Gigi. Gigi. Am I that strange-looking? Aw, poor thing. Why bother? It's no use. Now, Gigi, you must not give in to despair so easily. Did I not promise you days filled with grand adventures and the eventual discovery of your mislaid memories? Spirits, Gigi, spirits! My word, a vase flung to the ground with reckless abandon. Could this be the opening salvo of an indiscriminate campaign of vandalism? One waged by your wild gesticulations, perhaps. At least look before you strike a pose. The gods only know how much that vase cost. 123,504,000 gil at last assessment. Was over 700 years old and graced by the homes of a dozen archbishops, 8 counts, 2 lord commanders, and 1 duke. 100 million gil! Oh, Halune, why have you forsaken me? Well, would you look at that? I can't believe it either. Okay, so Gigi can repair things or potentially reverse time. So that's something. It's a miracle. Nay, the divine intervention of the Fury herself. Did I do that? Gigi, my boy, that was marvelous. You're a born artisan, just like father. Papa Hildy's papa? Your grandpapa Godbert, the man who woke you with a few gentle taps to the noggin. You won't believe what else he can do with that hammer of his. Why, some folks say he wields the very powers of life and death. Once he and the missus come back from their tour of the Western Highlands, I'm sure they'd love to see that trick of yours. Do not demean this mammoth's power as mere parlor trick. We just witnessed a miracle, and I demand that you all acknowledge it. This mammoth? Sir, I say, sir, 100 million gil for the mammoth. Nay, 100 million gil and the Duke's priceless vase. My word, it is what passes for trade in Ishgard. Gigi is my flesh and blood. I will not sell him at any price. Please, Papa Hildy, no more. I know you mean well, but we can deny the truth no longer. I am a mammoth. Gigi, whatever has gotten into you? You are my son. You are a Mandeville man. Listen to your papa, Gigi. You're a Mandeville girl through and through. Stop it, both of you. You're not my papa or my mama. Well, it is only to be expected. Gigi is at a rebellious age. Strange as it may sound, I too tested my parents' patience, and that on more than one occasion. But if they could weather the storm, then so can I. I say we find out what's got him thinking he's a mammoth. But he is a mammoth. How could you not... Oh, never mind. Right, I'm going to get some more water. I'll be right back. Where was I? Chat back up. Alright. How many of these quests were there? I had the list up. History. Here we go. Ah, okay. The measure of a mammoth. Hildibrand knows in his heart that love transcends dimensions of time and space, definitions of man and machine. The course of fatherhood never did run smooth. But I, Hildibrand, guardian of Gigi, doting parent extraordinaire, shall find a way to overcome this trial and be reconciled with my beloved son. That's the spirit. Solving a simple case of childhood rebellion should be easy for a man who's unmasked thieves, defeated duelists, and led armies of the undead. Yes, that's all very... Wait, what was that about the undead? Actually, don't tell me. For now, all that matters is finding that mammoth. We should begin by speaking with the sentry stationed at the city gates and the airship landing. If Fury help us, he has left Ishgard, we need to know about it sooner rather than later. I will visit the Arch of the Worthy, while the inspector and his assistant head to the airship landing. You can question the guard at the gate near the manufactory, after which we will regroup there and share our findings. Dismissed! Alright, back to the Skysteel manufactory. I wonder if we could power through all of this in the one night. Yeah, we've got a few hours. Why not? Brave New Oriange? I guess that's something I can pick up somewhere. I've gone the wrong way. Little fellow with a wide-brimmed hat. Ah, he came through here. Brought passage on a supply ship bound for Falcon's Nest. One of them, what's his name? Lollerfells, right? Funny little buggers. Seem keen to be anywhere but here. Well, if Gigi left the city, it was not by the main gates. And the sentries at the airship landing have seen no one matching his description. Yeah, I think I saw him heading out Falcon's Nest. Falcon's Nest? Fury, take me. Must we return to that freezing pit of despair? Wheresoever Gigi goes, I will follow him and find him and embrace him as my son once more. However, I surmise our final destination lies far beyond the walls of said outpost. Indeed, there's but one reason he would return to those frozen wastes. To frolic in the snow and cast his worries to the winds. Really? He seemed in no mood to frolic when last I saw him. As I recall, he used his arcane powers to mend a vase, only to become morose and belligerent when it became clear to him that he was in fact a mammoth. I might even say he remembered what he was, remembered his purpose. And so he returned to Western Kurthus, that famous breeding ground for heresy where we first found him. Home to his heretic masters to share with them the intelligence he had gathered on the city. At long last, the undeniable, the unquestionable, the unmistakable scent of heresy. What are we standing around for? We have a heretic to catch. Inspector, I'm starting to think that Inquisitor Seer might not think very highly of our little girl. It is possible, but I would not presume to know the feelings ere he voiced them explicitly. Until such time as he does, we should endeavor to surreptitiously bring him round to the opinion that Gigi is a boy of pure heart and good intent. Subtlety in all things, Nashu. That is the Mandeville way. I'm worried they're... Yeah, nah. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. Aha! I knew it! The mammoth immediately left the outpost and looks to have headed north along the river. By the Fury, I cannot wait to finally catch him in the company of heretics. I don't much like your tone, Inquisitor. If our baby girl ran afoul of any heretics, she'd look them square in the eye and tell them she doesn't want any. Hey, Inspector, I think I just had one of those moments, you know, of insight. Maybe Gigi came out here to find Lord Godbert. I did tell her grandpapa might like to see that trick of hers. Brilliant deduction, Nashu. He must be eager to meet his grandparents. The self-same ones here, he renounced when he declared you were not his father? Ha ha ha! What a fine young gentleman, eager to explore his heritage! Let us make haste, my friends, for a reunion of 3 generations of Mandervilles beckons. I really can't be bothered. Seer, yeah, shares my sentiment, honestly. These guys are just laughably dense. And yet they still somehow managed to solve the dang case. They did it before, and they're probably going to do it again. Oh, we have some footprints to follow. The tracks continue to the north. Let's carry on, shall we? Tracks continue to the north. Objective to the northwest. Nice, nice one, Square Enix. Oh no, what's going on? Oh, wait, I know what's going on. Pow! Right in the kisser! The mammoth lies motionless in the snow. Fragments of ice stuck to its cap suggested the impact of something small and round traveling at high speed. Alright, let's help you up. My head. Ooh. Oh, it's you. You followed me. Oh, Gigi. If you wanted to have a snowball fight with your grandparents, you should have said so earlier. Papa Hildy was very worried, though he is glad to see that you are unharmed. It would seem he was struck by a snowball, much like these Steinbocks. These dead Steinbocks. Are you sure he isn't damaged? As if a mere blow to the head could fell our Gigi. We Mandervilles are made of sterner stuff. I myself have been driven headfirst into the earth on no fewer than 24 occasions, several times from malms above, and my mind is no less brilliant for the experience. Ha 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 ha! I expect the earth was no less brilliant for the experience either. Why are you nodding? Oh. He's behind me, isn't he? What good fortune to cross paths with you not so far from civilization. Forgive me for not taking notice earlier. I was engrossed in my duel with Julian. But how rude of me. Would you care to join us? Grandpapa Godbert. Grandpapa Godbert. Mama Nashu said you wield the powers of life and death. Then beg of you, Grandpapa Godbert, grant me life. Make me a real boy. Oh, wow. Okay. We're going down the Pinocchio route. Are you sure about this, son? It may sting a little. I will endure whatever I must to become a real boy. Then let us begin. This body, it's everything I ever wanted. It's perfect. Thank you, Grandpapa Godbert, thank you. Oh, but I've not even begun to begin. Baragot, guide my hammer. Papa Hildy, I'm a Mandeville man. Gigi, my son, come to your father. Let me have a look at you. Oh. This is going to end poorly. Papa Hildy! Gigi! What? What? Oh my gosh. Well, he's doing the Manderville. Now that brings back some memories. Papa Hildy? Oh dear, who could have done such a thing? Oh, okay. By the Fury, it's just like the vase all over again. Miraculously restored to its original form. Gigi, my boy. Upon further consideration, I believe that this body may suit you best. It is, how shall I put this, more manageable, and much more adorable. But how can I ever be accepted as your son if I remain a mammoth? It's that what's been troubling you all this time? But why didn't you say so? A Mandeville is more than mere flesh and bone. He is vigor, compassion, honor, a gentleman for all seasons. Be you man or machine, it makes no difference. If they call you a mammoth, you look them in the eye and say, "Nay, I am a Mandeville mammoth." Mother, father, forgive me for not consulting with you earlier, but circumstances have forced my hand. I have formally adopted Gigi as my son and ward of House Mandeville. Ye gods! I knew he was fond of the mammoth, but did you hear that, woman? Our son's gone and got himself a son. Grandpa Godbert! Grandpa Godbert! Ha! It all makes sense now. Grandpa Godbert and Grandmama Julian. I've been waiting years to hear those words. Grandpapa Godbert. Grandmama Julian. Few things in life are grander than becoming a grandparent, as they say. Ha 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 ha! Julian doesn't seem all too impressed about this. And what's so bloody grand about it? I have to decide what voice I want to do for Julian. I'll not be made grandmother to a bloody boogering mammoth. It's past time I beat some sense into my beloved boy. Fury take me. I had heard tales of the Dark Knights before, but no, it couldn't be. No, I would think it was something far worse. Heretical, like as not, but rules be damned. I'm not risking my life to find out. Actually, if he's a Highlander, then Mandeville should technically sound Alamegan, shouldn't he? I don't know. We'll adjust that. They're mad. Utterly mad. A whole damn lot of them. How their house could rise to such prominence, I will never understand. Well, at least the mammoth seems to have overcome its existential crisis. Before today, I didn't know a mammoth could even have an existential crisis. Wait, what am I saying? It's a mammoth! Why should I care what it claims to think or feel? Fury take me. Their idiocy is infectious. I mustn't allow myself to fall prey to it. For the procedure, report your superior. One step at a time. One step at a time. Oh my. More onlookers. Alright, back to Foundation. What am I looking for? That one. Something heretic Warhammer 40k. I guess so. I suppose I should explain. In this case, heretic just means like I would say dragon lover, more like dragon sympathizer, I guess. Ishgard's very much in the idea that well, originally, like the story of Heavensward was the whole like, you know, we hate dragons, we fight dragons, but then you actually meet with these heretics to find out, well, actually turns out it was the Ishgardians that attacked the dragons first, so this 1,000-year war is kind of their own fault, but the church is like, preposterous, it's not our fault. You know, like, you know how like the church IRL tends to hide stuff? Yeah, it's kind of the story beats of Heavensward, really. Don't worry, we like the dragons now. Oh, man. Right then. My superiors, having been informed of the mammoth's adoption by House Mandeville, and witnessed by House Forton, proceed to take me to task for my gross mishandling of the situation. They remain convinced that the mammoth is the product of heretical machinations, and have commanded me to redouble my efforts to prove this uncontrovertible fact. That may prove problematic, however, as Gigi seems to have forsaken his quest to recover his memories, and thrown himself wholly into his new life as a Mandeville mammoth, casting about for any hint of a case alongside his doting father. In any event, though I do not share my superior's conviction, I think it's safe to say there is something exceedingly unusual about that mammoth. You saw with your own eyes how effortlessly it restored that vase, and itself to its original form. Reconstructive magics are not particularly rare, but his are unlike any I have ever seen before. Right. I'm gonna top up my water and take another bathroom break, so just bear with me for like 5 minutes. Oy, oy, oy. I don't want to do that. I'm back. Slight change of plan. I decided I actually probably need some tea. So I've got the jug boiling. And, yeah. Go make that in a minute. A gazebo to call our own. Seer may be the only man who has yet to drink from the well of madness. I love this quest line so much. That you stand here before me is proof that Helone smiles upon me this day. I have need of your assistance, Danny. And Before you think to run away screaming in terror, I pray you hear me out. It concerns the esteemed and now missing and presumed dead Knights of the Heavensward. None have returned to the capital since all the unpleasantness began. Yet recently we have heard rumors of these honored sirs walking the streets. 'Tis heresy most foul, I say, and I mean to get to the bottom of it. But we will need all the help we can get, which means, Fury take me, we could benefit from a certain individual's serendipity. Besides, if we don't seek him out, he's likely to show up at the worst possible time anyway. At least this way it'll be on our terms, and we can keep an eye on that boy. Mammoth! Mammoth! Yes, right. Oh, you must be wondering why I asked you to come. Well, you and the inspector seem to enjoy a natural rapport, so... Praise Alone, for a moment I was afraid you'd make me beg. This may well be my last chance to prove my worth to my superiors, and if I can't... to Forton Manor. Right. I'm gonna go check on my jug. Okay, just let that diffuse for a bit. And right back to it. Where am I going? Forton Manor. Again, I shall take the teleport. Doing this Gigi voice is really doing a number on me. But, I mean, the guy speaks in that SpongeBob meme. I can't help but make it sound derpy, okay? I'm hardwired to this. Because, Gigi, such behavior is unbecoming a gentleman. But why, Papa Hilden? Why is it unbecoming a gentleman? Ah, Inquisitor Seer, Danny, good morrow to you both. Are you coming as adoring fans or on business? Business. Always business, you may rest assured. Then I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am at your service. Is it robbery? Murder? Tax evasion? Evasion? Wait, before we get into that, what's going on here? Much as it pains me to admit it, my beloved Gigi, the apple of my eye, the fruit of my loins, attempted to deface this lovely gazebo. Naturally, as his father, it falls to me to see him returned to the straight and narrow. That's not true. I was drawing a family crest for our home. Now, Gigi, I know you are fond of this gazebo, as are we all, but it belongs to Lord Edmund. You wouldn't want to steal from Uncle Edmund, would you? I guess not. Then where is our gazebo, Papa Hildy? And does it have a warm stove with a steaming kettle too? Oh, Gigi, don't you see? We have no need of kettles or gazebos. As gentlemen inspectors, the world is our oyster. We can go whither we please, where the red fern grows or the wild rose blooms. And yet you've been sleeping in Lord Edmund's gazebo for how long? I don't care about wild roses. I want to live in a gazebo with Papa Hildy and Mama Nashu. Gazebos are quite expensive, and dangerous if not domesticated. Dangerous indeed, my boy. And besides, we are gentlemen inspectors free to travel the length and breadth of Eorzea in search of a case. Does that not sound more thrilling than whittling away the hours beneath a gazebo? I guess. If that's a case you want, you need not go so far. We are currently investigating reports of individuals masquerading as knights of the Heavens Ward. These contemptible charlatans are rumored to have tricked several hapless maidens into attending private parties for a small fee, with the promise of enjoying the company of these great sirs. Those who were foolish enough to attend found their experiences to be so traumatizing that they have refused to discuss them in detail. Needless to say, your assistance in this matter would be greatly appreciated, and for it you shall receive due compensation. Say no more, Inquisitor, say no more. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am well versed in the ways of the fairer sex. Since when? Mummy! Mother dearest, I was under the impression you had departed for Uldar. And leave my beloved boy to keep on playing at being inspector, as well as father to a bloody mammoth? Bugger that, you're coming home right this instant! How can you say such things? It's my life's calling to be an inspector, and Gigi is my son. He is a Mandeville man. Grand as it is to see you, you have come at a most inopportune time. The young women of Ishgard are in need of a champion to defend them from fiends most foul. Come, Nashu, come, Gigi, we shall demonstrate to my mother our peerless investigative skills and bring these criminals to justice. Those balls, he's stubborn. Probably gets it from his sorry arse of a father. I trust your Lord will help me keep him out of trouble. Right then, come along. Look, Julian is scary, just do whatever she says. Well, that could have gone better. And worse. Let's not keep them waiting. Thal's balls. I love that saying. Alright. Question the maidens of the last vigil. See what these maidens have to say. Vengeful maiden. I demand satisfaction, swift and terrible vengeance. How dare they prey upon a lady's emotions to line their pockets with gil? If Sir Shalibert were here, he'd purge the lot of them like the festering sickness they are. Ah, yes. A pity he too remains missing. So very much a pity. World-weary maiden. Ooh. Please, do you think me so foolish to fall for their charade? From what I heard from the others, said knights bore not even the slightest resemblance to the Heavens Ward. As if I had not already memorized every detail of my dear Sir Adolphus' face. Oh, wherever could he be? He did. Killed him. Crestfallen maiden. I am truly outside her grace. My allowance all gone to waste on those... Oh, I dare not say it. Mayhap those awful rumours are true. Mayhap. I must needs accept that he now walks in Halone's halls. Yeah, I killed them. Well, me and a bunch of other adventurers, but yeah, we off to the Heavensward Knights because, well, they were kind of evil. Right. Papa Hildy, that grandmama over there is staring at us. Now, Gigi, a gentleman must be more careful with his words. First of all, you have only one grandmother. Second, and this is tremendously important, never ever call her that. At least, not yet. Promise? Yes, father. Promise not to call Grandmama Julian Grandmama Julian. Greetings, milady. Oh, ain't you a charmer? And there I was thinking I might have to rip your bloody head off if you said the G word one more time. Like that, Papa Hildy? Ah, my faithful assistants. Have you gleaned any new information? Nope. Sorry, nothing. Other than the fact that these women's scorns seem to detest the fake knights with every fibre of their being. These two women were telling me all about what they'd do if they'd cornered Sir... Is that the best you can do, then? Bloody oaths and girlish fantasies, and you call yourself a Manderville man? I assure you, Mother, we are only just getting started. The tapestry of lies and deception behind which the truth hides is oft unraveled with the tug of a single loose thread. I say, young lady, I would beg but a moment of your time. Somehow I doubt that young lady was targeted by the charlatans we seek. Aye, 'tis true. I was taken in by the false promises of those awful, awful men. Long have I yearned for a chance to meet Sir Veguin, so when they said I finally could, I didn't hesitate for even a moment. But when they escorted me to the manor and undid the blindfold, I looked on the hideous faces of those so-called Grand Sirs, I screamed and fled. They were gone when I returned with the watch, but their neighbors said they had overheard them speaking about seeking shelter in a place called Idleshire. I know it's not much, but I pray this information helps you in your search. My lady, I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildibrand, agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, shall not rest until these dastardly fiends are punished for their foul crimes. Huzzah! 3 cheers for Papa Hildy! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray! Hip hip hooray. And there you have it. Our quarry can be found at Idleshire. Come, my loyal assistants. Justice waits for no gentleman. That was all well and good, but I've never heard of this Idleshire. Have you? Actually, yes, I have. It's New Charlian. You mean we're to travel to the Dravanian hinterlands? Right now, just like that? Alright, Idleshire, which I think I actually have as a favored destination. I do. Let's go. Anyway, time to take my tea bag out. Ah, that's hot. That's hot. Ah, that's hot. That's hot. Alright. Actually, yeah, how hot is the tea? I don't think I can drink that yet. Oh, if I have to voice, these goblins, that's going to be interesting. Trying to decide why there would seem to be lights in the corner of my screen, but it's the light from my keyboard going through my glass of water and hitting my monitor. That's why there's a light show in the corner of my screen. Truly, this magnificent settlement is a testament to the hard work and camaraderie of her uplander and gobby citizens. Yes, well, I'm just glad we're no longer being pursued by fire-breathing dragons, musket-wielding crabs, and bomb-throwing goblins. You know, the other ones. But they were no match for Lady Julian in that pan of hers, am I right? I want to see her make the bad gobbies fly again. God's sakes, Hildy. Except and Danny, this lot would be dead in a ditch somewhere if it weren't for me. Nonsense. I would never have let any harm come to my loyal assistant or my beloved son. If I may interject. Now then, let us split up and question the good people of Idleshire. My keen inspected sense tells me that one of them has knowledge of the false knights we seek. Yep. Wait, I can mount up here. What am I doing? Loud jocks? Psst. Yes, yes, Loud Jocks knows of grand sirs. Sneaky uplanders keen to serve, mingle not with gobby folk, but each to their own, Loud Jock says. No questions, only jingly shine. Exceedingly experienced treasure hunter. Oh, I know all about the grand sirs. They keep to themselves in that building of theirs south of the round spot. You'd best watch out, though. They're a dangerous bunch, liable to kill you for looking at them cockeyed. It's entirely possible that I've gone completely and utterly mad, but are you perhaps the long-lost twin sister of an Ishgardian noblewoman? What? Look behind you! A three-headed gobu! Why do I feel like I've not seen the last of that old woman? Oh, you must be talking about them grand sirs. They drifted into Idleshire some time ago, as I recall. Paid visits to the Great Library, though I couldn't tell you why. If only we had the testimony of a concerned citizen which could conveniently direct us to the villain's precise location. Here I come, with a concerned citizen's description to a precise location. The Grand Sirs are holed up in a building to the south of the markets? Good show, Danny. There, that's the one. Come, let's inform the others. It would seem that no one is home. There's naught we can do but wait then. Papa Hildy, Papa Hildy. I just want to say that I really like this place. I think that you and me and Mama Nashu could have lots of exciting adventures if we stay here. You may be right, Gigi. This community seems to have fostered an enlightened, free society, welcoming of honest souls willing to work and contribute to the greater whole. Did anyone happen to see a gazebo on the way in? As I live and shocked, Hildibrand Halidor Maximilian Mandeville. Could that be? I say, could that be Slowfix Cointoss? Do you know this gobby, Inspector? I most certainly do. Why? Master Slowfix was my very first employer. Shock. When travelling through Thanalang long ago, Gobbyfolk was waylaid by Uplander bandits. With no jingly shine to pay brass braids, we had no way to backtake goods. Until we made busy deal with Gentleman Uplander, that is. With fastness, he finds Uplander bandits and brings much bangy boom, and returns to goodly Gobbies missing goods with great justice. Henceforth, Slowfix gains new appreciation for Uplanders. But for chance encounter with Gentleman Uplander, he never conceives of egalitarian utopia. Shock. One may even call Hildy a founding father of Idleshire. With metaphorical tongue flaps, that is. Ha ha ha! Oh, the memories. It was a near thing, for the bandits were clever enough to see through my ingenious disguise as an innocent milkmaid. But in my haste to escape, I tripped over a barrel of fire sand, and, as they say, boom gobby doom. Caw, no busy deals for the wicked. No busy deals indeed. But leaving that delightful anecdote aside, ye gods, Master Slowfix, just looking what you and your flock have made of these ruins is making me big eyes. Pshaw. Gobby folk have come long ways since wandering days, but we have not forgotten Gentleman Uplander's kindness. Slowfix is here to offer hand lending. Well, far be it from me to refuse. My son Gigi has grown quite fond of your magnificent city, and so I should like to stay here with him and my assistant for a time. We would not require much in the way of accommodations. A humble gazebo, for example, would more than suffice. Why settle for gazebo when perfectly good estate right behind you? Residents are building in arrears and Slowfix happy to evict them. But we were pursuing the fiends who lived here on suspicion of defrauding young women. Fraud? In Slowfix's egalitarian utopia? This he will not abide. All the more reason to let Gentleman Uplander and his flock stay instead of Grand Sirs. No need for jingly shine either. Huzzah! A giant gazebo to call our own. I do not know what to say. Thank you, Master Slowfix, thank you. No need for teary-eyed tongue flaps. Gobbyfolk is possessed of moral obligation to repay Gentleman Uplander for past generosity. Enjoy new gazebo and good luck with hunt for Grand Sirs. Papa Hildy, since this is our gazebo, is it okay if I draw our family crest on it? I can think of no better way to celebrate this joyous occasion, and perhaps draw the ire of our new home's former tenants. Come, let us go and purchase some paints together. This gazebo shall be your canvas. Now that he's gone and gotten himself a sodden gazebo. Bloody hells if he really thinks I'm going to let him keep on playing at being a father. Honestly, Julian is the only one with any sense in this whole thing. And yes, I see you there, Shiro. If we get another gobby folk in here, then yes, I shall give them the Bane voice. That boxing emote wouldn't come in for a while. Meanwhile, still no sign of the notorious Grand Sirs. I dare say we're going to need more paint. Freaking Final Fantasy and its weird humaning? Whatever do you mean? I think that's like one of the big things is like at least World of Warcraft's different races are like way more cartoony, and the game takes itself more cartoony, whereas everything here is some variation of humanoid. Don't trust anyone over 60. Hildibrand has never been a patient man. Much as it pains me to admit it, a gentleman's stamina is not without limits. I dare say I could do with a spot of tea. Hey, Inspector. Is it just me, or have those two been looking at us for the past few minutes? Oh, 'tis quite normal behavior for my adoring fans, I should think. When finally presented with an opportunity to meet their idol in the flesh, all too many succumb to their fear and flee. Or maybe, just maybe, they're the Grand Bloody Sirs. Come on, they're getting away! Right, is my tea still probably too hot? Yes. Hold on. Oh no, that's drinkable. Good old lemon, ginger, and honey. I can't zoom out of the Idleshire map anymore. Right, where am I going? Follow Hildibrand outside the gates. Alright. Oh, to the right. to the right. Heal to the right, to the right. Oh, Gigi fell down. Hearken to me, you dastardly rapscallions! You have nowhere to run. Reveal yourselves at once. I shall not ask you again. Come forth, grand sirs, name yourselves, and answer for your misdeeds. Oh look, old men. They're gonna need voices. Slayer of 1,000 worms, thousand worms, the silver spear which hath pierced the very heavens. Orland! Master of magics, ancient and awesome, the divine hand which hath defeated all maladies and saved sense sin and incontinence. Good spot! Grand Sirs Excelsior! I don't know whether to laugh or to cry. Mayhap both. Grandsires, Grandsirs, you stand accused of willfully and unlawfully convincing young maidens of Ishgard to attend private parties under false pretenses, thereby inflicting upon them terrible financial and emotional distress. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, am come on behalf of these poor defenseless innocents, and to see that no others are made to suffer as they did. Now, lay down your arms and surrender yourselves into my custody. Ha! The audacity of this boy. You should feel ashamed of your words and deeds. You will rue the day and rue it hard. Oh man. Gods, how I've missed this. Air streaming past, the blood pumping, the taste of copper on my lips, the slight dizziness. Oh, it was on a day like this that we met, wasn't it? When we soared into those azure skies, we never truly came back down. Do mine eyes deceive me? Pig's neigh of my heart, descended from Helune's halls to guide me to her bosom? My beloved, my everything! Long have I waited for this moment. Take me in your arms once more and lift me higher, higher, higher! Higher, higher, higher. Wait, did he seriously just straight up die? Orland! 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 Alas, poor Orland. I knew him not in the slightest, but he seemed a decent man. Chicanery and attempted murder notwithstanding. Well, there's a Shakespeare reference for you. You will rue this day, and rue it hard! So we kind of just stood there and watched. His spear came down. And then he kind of just plummeted headfirst into the dirt. Okay, so that's what happened. Wait, I've seen this before. All too recently. Yes, anyway. He is only mostly dead. If the Master of Magics, ancient and awesome, here acts with all haste, the man may yet be saved. Oh, you are referring to me. I see, I see. With all haste, was it? Yes, yes, I'll get right on that. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite... No, wait, that's no good. Let me see. Something of a rather less controversial tradition, yes. Something with more pep. A vortex of biting winds to rend the flesh. And smite my foes! Foes? I thought you were friends! Oh, it's alive. Saint Renette bugger me with bleeding gay bolg. My back! My back! 'Twould seem I've underestimated you lot. That makes two of us? Enough! Leave them be. Or do you care not what becomes of a mammoth? Gigi? But when? How? Oh, it's her. I thought I recognized you. First Ishgard, then in Ilshire. You've been following us since we left the capital. Bearer of faces, fair and fearsome. The midnight shadow which hath deceived knights and greens. Doris! You can't possibly have been so naive as to think we'd not see through your ridiculous disguises. And yet here you are, so effortlessly and easily lured into our trap, for which we are most grateful, mind. My companions are hardly cut out for life on the road. All has been in preparation for this moment. The parties, the petty schemes. From the first, the objective of this grand design has been this singular mammoth. I swear to you, if you harm Gigi in any way... We have no desire to hurt the boy, but we require his help to claim that which is rightfully ours, our youth. So you're just gonna throw a bomb at us? Oh, it's a smoke bomb. Confound it, I can't see! Damn. That very slowly getting away. Papa Hildy! Gigi! Stay strong, my son. I swear I shall find you. They're not even going to give chase. This man can run very fast. Why is he not just sauntering up to them and taking the boy back? Ah, man. 12 strike me down for a fool. So desperate was I to seize the Grand Sirs that I failed to discern their true intent before it was too late. And now poor Gigi is in their clutches. What if I never see my beloved son again? I suppose we ought to be prepared for the worst. They could be halfway to Razat Han by now. I very much doubt that, given that they were moving at an Adamantoise's pace. Little Milksop's right. Let's get after the old buggers. Huh. That's what my mentor used to call me. Among other things. Oh, the memories. Pardon me. I appear to have the hiccups. Hold up, let me just quickly check. Well, shit, alright. It's a shame everyone in this game is canonically British. I'd love to do some American accents, but apparently not. So, it seems that the Grand Sirs have been caught once more by the very inspector that was trying to catch them. How ironic. Also, how premature. We have them, yes, but they still have Gigi. Damn it. If only some manner of opportunity would present itself. Ask and you shall receive. We can ambush that wizard dragoon, take him hostage, and demand an exchange. Inquisitor Seer, you disappoint me. A gentleman cannot condone the violent kidnapping and ransom of his elders. No, no. We shall approach this problem as paragons of honor and virtue. Danny will stalk and subdue the Grand Sir, then relieve him of his armor. How is stripping an old man naked more gentlemanly than taking him hostage? Rest assured I shall reveal all soon enough. Godspeed, Danny. This is probably like the only other bit of fighting I'll have to do in this whole thing. Except maybe the end encounter. Alright. I mean, it's the man's out here taking a leak, probably. Ah! I knew you'd... Wait, who are you again? There's something awfully familiar about those muscular forearms, those strong yet tender-looking fingers. I say, would you be so kind as to massage my shoulders, young lady? There's this lingering ache, this tension that Gonspar can't seem to soothe with his magics. Remove my breastplate? Oh, of course, how silly of me. Pray lend me a hand with the straps? Wow. Truly, young lady, you are a saint. Ah, I swear, it's the little things you begin to appreciate. My dear departed wife used to help me with my armor, you know. Right, right, I should be seated to better receive your tender ministrations. Am I really about to give this man a back massage? Ah, the healing tingle. Would that I had a tincture of salamander with which to treat these aches. My little pigsney used to spread some on my chest and under my nose to help me sleep through the night. Come, do not be shy. Work those soothing fingers into each and every knot. Slowly, make me forget my troubles. Harder, harder. Higher, higher. Close your eyes and dream. The old dragoon's soft snoring suddenly stops, and you begin to fear you may have borne witness to his final moments. Leaning closer, you extend a hesitant finger, only to stop short when a sudden spasm signals the resumption of his labored breathing. Time to steal his breeches. With the utmost care, you remove Orland's sabatons and breeches, leaving the sleeping old man exposed to the elements and at the mercy of nearby ravenous bears and tentacled morbles. May he rest in peace. Oh! Oh my. I've just stolen an old man's armor and left him sleeping to the mercy of the elements. How is this more gentlemanly than just offering him up for ransom? Oh, hello, dog. You've come barging into my room. Ah, my stalwart assistant. By your return, I gather you have taken care of the dragoon, and by taken care, I mean afford him all due courtesy as befitting a man of his years, whilst returning with the equipment I require. Capital. Then without further ado, I shall disguise myself as Orland and free Gigi from captivity. But you two look nothing alike. They may be old and slow, but they're not blind. O ye of little faith, you are in for a treat, for you shall have a front row seat to this magnificent display of Mandevillian guile and subterfuge. Hey, is it time for dinner yet? We just ate, you daft bugger. And where the hell's is Orland? I know he's got to take a piss every hour, but damn it, he could at least be quick about it. Right, how bad does this look? Greetings, fellow Antediluvians. I have returned. Yeah, I'm deciding Hildibrand doesn't change his voice when he's in disguise, but they still believe it anyway. Oh, bollocks. It's about time. No one can believe that worked. Oh no, that's bollocks. Pack up your things. I want us back on the road in 10 minutes. Before we do that, we must first release young Gigi here. 'Tis behavior unbecoming a gentleman to keep children in cages. What in the seven hells are you blathering about? He's going to get away! No, he will not. See? Still here, within my care. Right then, on a completely unrelated note, I shall now take the boy with me on a brief sojourn into the wilderness. Fury, take me, it's working. It's about to walk out of there with Gigi and they won't even try to stop him. So far, so good. I'm cold and there are morbos after me. I'm me, but you're also me. But that can't be. Unless... This is it. This is the moment where my life flashes before my eyes. My dearest pig's knee will be together at last. Something something Oscars. Imposter! How dare you attempt to trick me with a ruse so hackneyed it would make a minstrel blush? Ye gods, I never realized dying would hurt so much. Now's our chance, Gigi. Come with me. Vivi, wait! My son, what's gotten into you? Vivi, where have I heard that name before? Remember who you are, Vivi. What you are. A creation of the great Charlian Archmagus Chuan. Chuan. I was given life by Grandpapa Chuan. I remember now. We lived together, and he taught me many things about the outside world. Is this a flashback scene? What exactly do you remember, my son? Everything. Yes, everything. I remember that Grandpapa Chuan created me, that he took care of me, raised me, and that we were very happy. But then he abandoned me. Grandpapa Chuan abandoned me. He believed you were flawed, Vivi, that you lacked the power to turn back the hands of time and make him young again. And so in his ignorance he cast you out and died all alone. To turn back the hands of time? Then, what we witnessed in the Crozier with the Duke's priceless vase, that power could be brought to bear on people? But wait, how do you know all of this? You couldn't possibly be an associate with this Archmagus Chuan. We found his journals during one of our many trips into the Great Library. Scavenging for valuable relics is one of the few ways we have learnt to make a living. We were famed heroes of the war in our prime, with fortunes to match. But no soldier has the strength to triumph over time. And before we knew it, the hour of the sheath was upon us. Ishgard no longer had need of our services. So we came here to eke out a living. To keep doing what we do best until our bodies wouldn't let us. Imagine our surprise when we stumbled upon the opportunity of a lifetime. A second lifetime, as it were. A mammoth with the power to take that which was broken and restore it to its prime state. To turn back time with its temporal magics and give us back our misspent youth. Fury, take me. This is all so... I don't even know if there's a precedent to determine whether or not this constitutes heresy. We knew where to look, even. With the journals, we determined that the mammoth was somewhere in the Western Highlands. A chance, for a second chance, was within reach. And then we were forced to watch as you imbeciles pulled Vivi from the snow, nearly ruining everything. Vivi, listen to me. Come with us and we can help you unlock your true potential. Just think what you could accomplish were you to master your magics. Not only could you make us young again, but you may even have the power to restore life to Archmagus Chuan. Vivi. Impossible! No magic can truly return the dead to us. At best you can animate a corpse, and I need not review the precepts to declare that the products of necromancy are abominations in the eyes of the Fury. Gigi, wait! What of our adventures? What of our gazebo? You are a Mandeville mammoth. You have always been so kind to me, Papa Hildy, and I will forever be grateful for that. But Grandpapa Chuan made me. He made me, and I miss him. So even if it fails, I have to try. What are you doing? They're getting away. We have to stop them. Mayhap we must respect Gigi's decision. So that's the end of that chapter, eh? You're giving up and coming back home? I too made a decision long ago. To become a travelling inspector, and I have ever stood by it. Mayhap it is from this singular stubbornness of mine that Gigi took inspiration. Nay, I cannot abide it. He is my flesh and blood, my son. I dare not let him use his temporal magics to pervert the natural order. Aye, it falls to me, his father, to ensure that Gigi keeps to the righteous path and only utilizes traditional methods of zombification to raise the dead. Inquisitor Seer, I must applaud your dedication to your work, and I cannot thank you enough for all you have done on our behalf. Yet I fear if we continue as we are, Gigi may be driven to rash action. Therefore, I would ask that you suspend your pursuit of the Grand Sirs for a time, that I might be afforded the opportunity to convince my son to return peacefully. Well, seeing as how I can only guess at the full extent of Gigi's powers, it might prove dangerous to act aggressively should he choose to use them. I knew you would understand. Right then, there is no time to waste. Nashu, let us retire to our new gazebo to discuss our plans. I suppose it'd be a shame to have given up that easily, though that means I'll still have to stick around even longer. On the other hand, if that bloody mammoth's really got the power to make them young again, then... I wonder if she's planning for them to be young again so she can beat the crap out of them and not feel bad about it. I said I'd suspend my pursuit, and I will. That doesn't mean I won't continue my investigation into that mammoth and its powers in Ishgard. Now I have to go all the way back to Foundation. Ah, I see you found fit to return to the capital as well. The Inquisition has a rather large collection of heretical tomes, including many of Sharlayan origin, and I had a mind to scour them for information on temporal magics. This is, of course, all for the sake of confirming the mammoth's heretical origins. Yes, only that. Why are you looking at me like that, as if to imply that my interest in these matters is more than a professional one? I'm sure I don't know what you're not talking about. Thank you, Danny. That will be all. Sus. I call sus on Sir. Seer, whatever his name is. Our cast of characters. Hildibrand Mandeville. Maka. Seer. Jolin. Gigi. The old ones. And her. See you, Inspector. Alright. Time for the next installment after I have my bathroom break. me. I'm back. Hello. Hello. Anyway. The proud and the pointy-eyed. Seer is a man at the end of his... Yeah, I don't know how this man got dragged into this insanity, and I feel so bad for him. We need to speak, Danny. I have been scouring the archives for any information regarding temporal magic since last we spoke, and the results have been rather troubling, to say the least. As you may or may not be aware, ancient Alleg is portrayed in the Enchiridion as a cautionary tale, a great empire brought low by its vanity and hubris. However, there are certain apocryphal texts in which these Allegans are cast in a more sympathetic light, if not outright exalted. It was in these texts that I found references to temporal magics once wielded by the Allegan mages. Said magics could be used to halt or even reverse the temporal state of a given object. If these accounts are to be believed, and if Gigi's abilities in these magics are one and the same, then it may well be possible for him to turn back the hands of time for the Grand Sirs, much as he restored the Duke's priceless vase. That being said, there is no telling how this will work with regards to a living being. Consider, if you will, that the vase was filled with water when shattered. Even if the vessel is restored, what would become of its former contents? Would it be filled with water as before? The very same, every drop returned, or would it be different water? Would the water, once spilt, be forever lost? I speak of the soul, my friend, for even if one could use these magics to restore the dead to life, would they be as they were before, with all the same thoughts and memories and feelings? The Grand Sirs are convinced that they can regain their lost youth, and mayhap they can, but the dead who have entered into Halone's halls cannot return. They cannot. Yet Gigi is nevertheless resolved to try and resurrect Archmagus Kuchuan. Speaking of which, according to some Charlean texts in the archives, Archmagus Chuan was an accomplished scholar known for his study of ancient Allegan magics. Further evidence that Gigi's abilities are likely derived from ancient traditions, I suppose. But more importantly, I learned the location of the Archmagus' former residence. Mayhap we could find something of interest there, something which could help us to persuade Gigi to change his course. I had a mind to summon Inspector Hildibrand and make the journey there together. Would you be willing to join us? Someone's got to keep this party sane. Excellent. Then let us be about our business. I saw you! Heretic! I beg your pardon? Are you accusing me of being a heretic? Yes, you, Inquisitor Seer. I saw you sneak into the archives and sneak out of the forbidden tomes. Saw the mad light in your eyes as you partook of their forbidden knowledge. Oh, for the love of... I did all that for my investigation. You admit your crimes. That you did secretly, without permission, in blatant contravention of our rules, read forbidden tomes. Then, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the supremely sacred tribunal of Hellenic Inquisitive Doctrine... You stupid, ignorant... Are you so desperate to keep your goddamn jobs that you'll go around accusing all the world and his wife of heresy? Is that what you've been reduced to? I am sick and tired of looking for heretics in every bloody shadow, of trying to guess the secret sins of everyone I meet. It's stupid and pointless, and we're better than that, damn it! We're better than that! If you will not surrender yourself, then I have no choice but to inform my superiors. Well, Seer's probably out of a job. Well, that all came tumbling out, didn't it? I suppose there's no point in trying to convince myself that I have no personal investment in this matter, or that I still have a professional one. Somewhere along the way, I stopped looking for the guilty and started looking for the truth, perhaps, and a way to help those in need. But there's no place for like that in the Inquisition, is there? And it's only a matter of time before that stuttering fool comes back with an armed guard. Let us depart for Idleshire at once. We need to find the Inspector. To Idleshire. Here's the button. There's the button. Wrong place. That one. Alrighty then. It's only like 9:15, my goodness. We have this wrapped up soon. It would seem we arrived too late. Inspector Hildibrand has already gone off on his own to confront the Grand Sirs. They came back briefly to trade jingly shine for supplies and whatnot, you see. And the Gobby's ear caught them trading tongue flaps about killing dragons in the Forelands. When the Inspector learned about it later, he said he had to go after them right away and back take Gigi. He said he had a duty, not as an inspector, but as a father. Bugger that. He's got no obligations to a bloody mammoth, especially one that chose to leave of its own free will, as I recall. I swear, I turn my back on the boy for one bleeding second and he loses his goddamn mind. I'm afraid he might try to do something reckless. Don't you think we should try to find him and offer hand-lending? I am rather more concerned about what will happen if the Grand Sirs attack, or worse, kill any of Hraesvalga's brood. But first things first, I suppose. Danny, would you be so kind as to assist Mistress Nashu and Julian in their search for the Inspector? I will pay a visit to Archmage Chouan's abandoned abode in the meantime. Oh, and before you think to refuse, know that you need not fear for my safety. Let us just say that our singular experiences together have inured me to the harsh realities of, well, reality. Huh. Could it be the scrawny little shite's finally found his spine? Let us start by heading to Tailfeather. I reckon the Inspector probably went there first to ask about the Grand Sirs, so if we do the same, we're sure to catch up with him eventually. Oh boy. To Tailfeather. How far away is that one? 2 areas away. Okay. Oh yeah, the Alexander thing is there. I haven't finished that raid yet, so it's still like half buried in the water. I need to get the one of these from Titan, if only to hear Under the Weight every time I write it. That would be fun, I think. Where am I heading to? Tailfeather. Right. Oh, actually, that's a mark. Hold on. I had that marked twice. Okay. Nice. Whole bunch of seals and some experience. Right then, I say we split up and make the inquiries separately. If you learn anything about the Inspector or the Grand Sirs or Gigi, come and tell me. Alright, question the Hunters of Tailfeather. Let's go. Damn, the one time I think it's inside a building and it's not. Hey, hold on. Oh, it's a row. I thought it was an aura for a minute. I got confused. Oh, there's striking dummies back there. These guardians with the mammoth, they were here, proclaiming to all and sundry that they were going to slay the greatest dragon of them all. The gods only know if the naive fools were serious. Three dragon slayers and a mammoth, eh? I'd call you a mummer if I hadn't seen them come through earlier, boasting about how they are off to kill the biggest one yet. Oh, those daft sods. They were for Annex Twine. Not quite sure what their intentions were, but they were awfully confident, that much I recall. This sounds bad. They better not be off to try and kill Hraesvelgr, or I would be very sad. Oh, I see. So the Grand Sirs were headed for Annex Tyne. And my dear boy wasn't far behind them either. What are we waiting for? Let's go, let's go! Poor unfortunate soul who bears a striking resemblance to Orland is quite firmly embedded in the earth. Would you look at that? The inspector sure gave him what for. That may be, but where'd the other two get to? Not to mention the mammoth. Why don't we pull him out and ask? Though, having said that, it looks easier said than done. Oh, how silly of me. I'm sure you've got more than enough strength to rank him free, right, Danny? Yeah, I guess. Let's get him out of the ground. Oh, right. Hildibrand was wearing the armor. Well, I'll be. He's wearing some sort of magic mask which makes him look just like the Inspector. Just like the Man of 1,000 Faces back in Uldar. No, that's Hildibrand all right. There's no fool in a mother's eyes. I say, what trouble has my beloved son gotten himself into this time? Hey, Godbert. Why, hello there, Lord Godbert and Inspector Sir. How'd you two end up travelling together? Blind fortune, you might say. I was too far from Tailfeather when night began to fall, but fortunately, Lord Godbert chanced to find me wandering in the wilderness. Lord Edmund told me all about this recent trouble with the Grand Sirs, as well as Hildy's investigation. And a father cannot help but take an interest in his son's affairs, can he? As for me, I was eager to share with you my latest findings, namely Archmage Chuan's research notes. Ugh. I haven't slept like that since I was buried in the Lich Yard. Well, well, I must confess no small measure of embarrassment to be found in such a state, having been so unceremoniously disposed of by the Grand Sirs. But ignominy notwithstanding, I am most grateful for your succour, and pleasantly surprised to be reunited with you all. This wouldn't have happened had you waited for us instead of... Wait, why in the hell are you still wearing that rubbish? An impenetrable disguise is essential when consorting with the criminal elements. Alas, 'twould seem the Grand Sirs have grown more perceptive in their newfound youth. Wait, do you mean they've already regained their youth? What about Gigi? Did you see him? Was he behaving strangely? Now that you mention it, his warm, soulful eyes were rather more pointy than I remember. By the Fury, not pointy. According to Archmage Chuan's notes, that's a sign Gigi's using too much magic. If he carries on like this, his ether will be expended and he'll end up naught more than an empty husk. This is terrible news. You must catch up to the Grand Sirs at once. Do you know where they were headed? All I heard was that they were keen to slay dragons. They were bound for the Churning Mists, a place called Zenith, to kill a great worm named Nidhogg. I already killed him. He's dead. Really? That all happened? Huh. I meant the other one. Hraesvalga. Oh crap, they're over. Hraesvalga? Fury take me, what could they possibly hope to achieve? They not understand that we made peace with Hraesvalga's brood. Da 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 da. Ugh, my nose is all like sweaty. If I could turn back time. If I could turn back time. If I could find a way. Hildibrand wishes to entreat your aid in a matter of grave import. I, Hildibrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, do hereby ask you all to aid me in rescuing my son and putting a stop to the Grand Sir's machinations. You know, there's really no need for all that. We came because we wanted to help. I, Nashu, faithful assistant, maker of explosives extraordinaire, do hereby present you this fresh change of clothing. Capital. I knew I could count on you, Nashu. I shall change en route. Come, my friends, to Zenith and to Gigi. Oh, we might get to meet Hraesvalga again. That'd be nice. Now, I don't want to say too much too soon, but in my personal opinion, I feel like the original Hildibrand questline was better. It was definitely a lot longer, a bit more involved, and they really went all out wacky with it. This feels a lot more tame. Like, they didn't take as much of a risk with it for whatever reason, and I feel like that's maybe hurt it a little bit. I mean, this is nice and all, but like, I don't know, just the original one was a bit better. As much as I rate Heavensward above A Realm Reborn, in terms of the, like, comedy and, like, I guess, laugh out loud moments, this one definitely doesn't have much on the original. Man, I feel bad about saying that. It's good, but the other one was better. More stupid moments with Hildibrand. Oh well. There's probably only so much they can do when they're trying to, like, they're trying to, like, create this stuff. It's like, we have to do better. We have to, like, give a decent, follow up to last time, and this one was, it's okay. Now, canonically, I'm going to be doing the rest of these as my ninja. So once this hits 70, then I'll consider doing the Stormblood Hildibrand questline. I'll probably stream that as well, honestly, if I remember to. Because, honestly, this is some funny stuff. And, again, actually, yeah. When I get back to Sill's story, I'm probably going to sidetrack and do the Hildibrand stuff then as well. Just to, like, probably stream it then, so that people can see the original Hildibrand stuff, and then I might not touch it again after that. Make ready, my friends. Final battle with the Grand Sirs is at hand. It would seem my wounds were more serious than I thought. I fear I am in no condition to confront our foes. There's but one thing that could restore me to my former indomitable self. Don't you worry. I've got some salamander oil right here. Shall Mummy give her baby boy a massage? Oh, my dearest Mummy. Mother dearest, I would not impose upon you. Not when my ever-loyal associate Danny stands ready to minister to my muscles. Don't tell me you're embarrassed. Let Mummy take care of little Hildy's hurts. My dear wife, I know you mean well, but let Danny handle it. Theirs is a bond which transcends time and space and personal boundaries. That's the way of it. I'm counting on you, Danny. So I've got to oil Hildibrand up? Really? Is that what I'm doing right now? Let us brook no further delay. Come, my friend, coat my body in oil, as you have done many a time before. I'm about to coat this man in oil? Really? Why do you hesitate? Have we not done this time and again? Oil me up, woman! Ooh, how it soothes my aches and pains. Quickly now, knead it into my flesh. Knead as you have never kneaded before. Ah, such furious kneading. I applaud your enthusiasm, but mayhap I urged you to excessive force. Nay, you were in the right. Already the gentle warmth begins to spread throughout my body. The fires of righteousness burn anew in my breast. Hold, my son. Though your passion is renewed, you may yet be spurred to greater feats of Mandevillian strength, derived from the purest essence of salamanders, the ancient legacy of House Mandeville. Salamanderville! To you, my beloved son, now become a proud father, I bequeath this most sacred of oils. Salamanderville! Could it be that the legends were true? Your muscles shall shine with the brilliance of 1,000 suns. No mortal man will have the power to do you harm. Verily it is so, for by its grace did I once weather the slings and arrows of a bandit horde, and bring my hammer of justice to bear upon their wicked heads. The time has come, Danny. Take this oil and help Hildy become the Mandeville man he was meant to be. I'm oiling him up again with the Salamanderville. Oh, the Salamanderville! How it flows into every nook and cranny. Quickly now, lay your hands upon me. Massage me with all your might. Yes, yes, that's the spirit. I can feel it building and rising, rising. This music is not helping. Such passion, such fervor. I am the Inferno unbound, the Tempest unleashed, but I have not yet begun to pose. Massage Hildibrand once more, with feeling. Oh no. I am Amanda. Mandeville man. That Salamanderville is... My word. I've never felt so alive. Such vibrant colors, such intense sounds, such fragrant smells. Mother, father, Danny, 'twas your oils and your strong yet tender fingers which opened my eyes to the glory of creation. I am a gentleman inspector reborn. Onward to Zenith. No matter the laws of nature they pervert or the limits they break, the Grand Sirs can do naught to stop me. Oh my, they are young again. Oh no. Grand Sirs, I have come for my son. Oh, must we do this now? We have a dragon to slay. There's no need for any of this. The war is over. But not for long. The worm's death will give rise to a new era of fire and blood, and we, having consumed his eyes, will use our new powers to win untold glory on the battlefield. Our legends will echo in eternity. You would doom countless innocents for glory? No, I won't allow it. Over my dead body. Far be it from us to deny you, then. This is the end for you. The ultimate end! Oh, he ripped his shirt again. Have faith, my love. He is our son. Gigi, my beautiful boy. Bird not look upon me with such pointy eyes. Let Papa Hildy take you home to our gazebo. Stop calling me that. My name is Vivi. Vivi. I remember everything. My powers, my purpose, my grandpapa Chuan. I made them young again, but it's not enough. I need more. More. I need the worm's eyes. And then I can finally bring him back. I'm sorry, Gigi, but no, you cannot. Grandpapa Chuan is gone. He's right, Gigi. Mayhap you could restore his corporeal form and breathe life into it. But his soul, what made him your grandpapa, is forever beyond your reach. That's not true! I can restore anything to its ideal form. To the way it should be. Even Grandpapa Chuan. Even you, Papa Hildy. Please, Gigi, you have to stop. If you keep using your power, you'll die. But he already is the perfect form. That's the thing, isn't it? Hildy's already in his perfect form. Really? That's what they're going with here? I don't understand. Your clothes are still dirty and tattered. As they should be, Gigi. For my every waking moment is as gods intended. Every day I live life to the fullest. Every day I enjoy grand adventures. I found your grandpapa's research notes. What he gave you wasn't the power to make things the way they were. He gave you the power to change the world. To make things the way you yourself believe they should be. That's why your magics have no effect on the Inspector. Because you know in your heart that this battered and bruised form of his is, in its own way, right. My thoughts exactly, Inquisitor Seer. And it is for this self-same reason that you are unable to make the Grandmaster Chuan younger. In your heart you knew there was naught that needed to be changed. Your beloved grandpapa was exactly as he should be. Your every day was to be treasured and worthy of celebration. Then what about the Grand Sirs? Why was I able to make them young again? All you truly knew of them were the stories they told. Wondrous tales of daring do by heroes in the prime of their lives. It's no wonder you were able to envision them as such. That's all they've ever talked about. When they were young and free and full of fire. At first, Archmage Chuan didn't understand the true nature of your abilities. He struggled to deduce why you could not make him younger as he originally intended. Eventually, he realized that your fond memories of him were preventing you from conceiving of him as anything but an elderly creator, and that the only way to achieve his goal would be to take them from you. But you were all he had left in the world. No longer a mere mammoth, but a family. His own family. His grandson. He couldn't bear to lose you, so he renounced his quest for immortality. But I still lost my memories in the end. He was afraid of leaving you all alone in the world. Afraid that others would attempt to take advantage of you and your magics. So before he died, he decided to take your memories from you after all. To protect you. Despite his best efforts, something remained. Something stronger and more powerful and more resilient than anything Archmage Chuan ever dared dream. You were never broken, Gigi. You were never abandoned. All he wanted was to set you free. Free? Free to do what? Whatever you like, Gigi, don't you see? That was his final gift to you. A new life. A new story, all your own. This has all been very, very touching, but we're not getting any younger. Well, you aren't at any rate. We have suffered your meddling long enough. I had intended to use this trap to kill the worm, but since you were so perfectly positioned... Ah, Gigi. He's back! Does he undo it? Please tell me he undoes it. I am Vivi, grandson of Archmagus Chuan, and Gigi, son of Hildibrand Hellier Maximilian Mandeville. Damn it, I nearly got there. Mayhap I read too slowly. Well, the towers are still standing. Hold on, what happened to his armor? Ooh, nice. Ah! Oh, that's actually hilarious. It's like it never happened. With the last of his strength, he turned back the hands of time. Not just for the pillars, but for us all. He made us all as we once were. As we were meant to be. After all that gallivanting about, I get bugger all? What about my misspent youth? I was not meant to be this bloody old! Ha ha ha! Such a fine day! Never have I squatted with such perfect form. I may well have reached my physical peak. What rot. Act your age, you daft sod. You look foolish. You should be grateful. Gigi saw what you had become and gave you a second chance. This was our second chance. To relive our glory days. It's all rather silly though, wasn't it? Maybe each one had the right of it. Maybe it's not so bad growing old. I was a coward when I was young. But now that I'm old, I'm not afraid to say things like, I love you, Doris. You're a blind, bloody foregone spot. Aww, they found love. I see. Am I dead again? Quite alive, Inspector, along with everyone else, thanks to Gigi. The Grand Sirs are also in our custody. Ha ha ha! That's my boy. Where's the little tyke anyway? Gigi embarked on a grand new adventure. He's no longer with us. I see. If that's what he wanted, then I could not be happier for him. I'm sure Archmage Chuan would feel the same way. What do we do now, Inspector? Is it not obvious, Nashu? The wide, wide world beckons to us with the promise of mystery and wonder. We shall resume our never-ending quest for cases perplexing and profound, and perhaps, one day, we shall meet young Gigi again. I hate to admit it, but this whole mess got me thinking that maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I really did have a grandson. You did right by Gigi, Hildy. Your father and I can see that. We're proud of the man you've become. And I am proud of you too, Mother, for finally coming to terms with the ephemeral nature of physical beauty and allowing yourself to age gracefully. Gracefully, was it? Looks like Hildibrand's blasting off again! I fear we may have a failure to communicate! Off he goes. Probably to Girabania. Or maybe even Kugane. Who knows? Here he goes again. Wait for me, Inspector! Wait! Huck, What is this curious light I spy in the far eastern skies? And this oh-so-familiar scent which fills my nostrils? Do I smell a case? Worry not for me, my friends, for wherever the wronged want succor, I, Hildibrand, shall be there, till we meet again! He is off to Kugane. Alright then. Well. I say, you do know that so long as the core remains intact, little Gigi is not actually dead. That's right. So dry your tears, boy. There's no need for all this moping about. He has fallen into a dormant state because he has used up all his ether. His core will gradually recharge as it draws upon the ambient ether, and in time he will awaken from his torpor. I shall tend to the child for now. Oh my. As for these three, I should be glad to take them back to Ishgard in your stead. A most generous offer, my lord, but hardly necessary. After all, 'tis my duty to bring them to justice. Oh yes, it was my duty. After everything I said to that young inquisitor, I can't go back to Ishgard. They'll toss me in a jail and throw away the key if they don't kill me outright. So go to Hildibrand and live in Hildy's gazebo. Someone ought to look after it while he's away, no? That doesn't sound all that bad, actually. Full glad I am to accept your offer. Alright then. I suppose there's nothing for it but to wait until he comes back down. It was a most graceful strike, my love. You haven't lost your touch. Hell yeah. To be continued. All's well that ends well, I guess. I suppose there's nothing for it but to leave the Grand Sirs to Lord Godbert, and for me to see to Inspector Hildibrand's gazebo. I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. If you find yourself in Idleshire, come and see me. There are a few arrangements that I need to make, but I can't imagine that it will take long for me to settle in. Thank you, my friend. Until we meet again. I love the music in this game. It's incredible. Alright, last little bit of the quest. Looking back on the course I've run, it's not hard to think of the man I was and feel ashamed. Before I took on this case, I had only left the capital a handful of times. The rubbish I believed, the facts I considered unassailable. Fury take me, what a fool I was. If I hadn't met you and the inspector, and Gigi, I would never have realized how much I had come to hate my job. Nor would I have discovered how much more satisfying it is to seek out the truth. The whole truth. One might say that getting labelled a heretic and having to flee Ishgard is the best thing that could have happened to me. After all, now I am free to start my new life here in Idleshire as a consulting inspector. Yay! More inspectors, hopefully smarter than Hildy. But enough of that. There is someone I would like you to meet. Lord Godbert made some modifications, as you can see. His smaller size should allow him to absorb ether more effectively over time. We thought that if he were to travel with you and share in your grand adventures, that maybe it would hasten his reawakening. Aw. Come here, little guy. Thank you, my friend. I do hope our paths cross again someday. May the Fury bless you and keep you. And that's it. Everything neatly wrapped up, it would seem. Wait, does he really put on the... Oh, wow, okay. Aww. Hildibrand will return. Yes, he will. There's another set of quests. Alright, so now we have Gigi as a summonable companion. Do I get a title for that? Gigi's... Wait. Really? Hold on. Gigi's best friend. Haha! Nice. Nice. Oh. I have a grand company title, Flame Lady. Time of the Vengeful Lance. Oh, right, that'll be the weapon thing. Flame, the heart of the body, Defender of Eorzea, Icebreaker, Silver Lining, Gentle. I'm guessing Gentlewoman is another Hildibrand one. Hold on, let me look this up here. Hildibrand quests. Yeah, I'll be there for you, which grants me the title Gentlewoman. Nice. Alright, that... I wasn't expecting to burn through that in a single night. Holy crap. So yeah, that is the Hildibrand Mandeville storyline for Final Fantasy XIV's Heavensward expansion. I hope I did the characters justice. My voice probably needs a rest now. Thank you all for watching. I will return with the Stormblood Hildibrand questline once my rogue ninja has hit level 70, which probably should be within the week, honestly. next few days. Until then, thanks for tuning in, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!